In today's video, I'm going to take you through a 10-minute beginner workout for your knee osteoarthritis. So I've got 10 exercises for you. We're going for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds of rest, and that's going to take about 10 minutes. All you'll need is a little bit of weight in whatever form that comes. It could be some weights, it could be some weight in a rucksack, that would be fine, and a chair. So we've got a combination of some sitting exercises and some standing exercises, and the first one we're going to do is just going to be a nice little warm-up. We're going to do some seated marching on the spot, like very easy, just getting the hips and the knees and the ankles moving, and we're going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we're going to do both legs, and we're going to do this for 30 seconds. Going to increase the body temperature, get the heart rate up, get us ready for the rest of the workout. So we know that in terms of the evidence, one of the best things that we can do for whatever arthritis we have is exercise. So hopefully this will be a nice starting point for you to improve your hip and knee pain. 2, 1, stop there. Okay, next exercise again is going to be in sitting. We're going to do seated knee extension. So in this position, you're going to straighten the knee, bring the toes towards you. You want to try and tense that thigh muscle for a few seconds, and then you're slowly going to lower down. You're going to go up, hold for a few seconds, and then slowly down. So we've got 10 seconds left. Get your breath back, take it easy, enjoy the good bit, the rest. And we're going to 2, 1, off we go. So straighten the knee, toes towards you, really tense that thigh muscle. Hold for a few seconds and then slowly down. We're going to lift up. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly down. I'm going to do the affected side. So for me, it's the right side. So you've got the option of doing it for 30 seconds on the one side. If you did want to do it again, you can always go back at the end of the video and do it on the other side. That's 20 minutes of exercise. That's perfect. Or you could do 15 seconds on one and 15 seconds on the other. Stop there. Okay. This time we are going to be in standing, so get yourselves up. I'm going to do side on so that you can see me, and you can hold on to something if you want, but I'm going to do right leg again. We're going to do standing knee flexion, so you're just going to stand on one side, bend the knee as far as you can, and then slowly up to the bottom. So heel up to the bottom, slowly back down to the floor. And we're going in 2, 1, off we go. So bend the knee, and then pop it back down on the floor. Now it's really important, like stiffness is a very, very common thing with arthritis. So first thing in the morning, if you've been sat down for a prolonged period, getting the joint moving is really good to try and decrease some of that stiffness. We've got lubrication in the joint, but the only way that gets secreted around the joint is if we move the joint. So it's really important that we keep mobile. I'm going in, last 1, 2, 1, stop there, perfect, okay. Next one is going to be a single leg stand. So we're going to practice some balance. Again, I'll go side on so that you can see me. I'm going to do the right leg, holding on as much as you feel is necessary. We'll start off with 2 hands, but you're going to try and bring your weight, transfer your weight, so you're all on that one affected side. And you're basically going to try and hold on for as long as you can. So if you can do the 30 seconds, great work. We're going now. So hold on. And you're aiming for a 30-second single leg stand. If you wanted to make it a bit harder, one hand off. Even just decreasing the amount of fingers you're holding on with will make it a bit more challenging. So if you're doing one finger, that might be hard work. If you can do it without anything, amazing. If it was still quite easy, close your eyes. And that really is going to challenge your balance and make the ankle and the hip and the knee work a lot harder. In 2, 1, stop there. Well done. Okay. Right, this time we are going to do a sit to stand. So, chair back in front of you. Should be nice and warm now. We're going to try without any hands, any arms. So, hands out in front, hands out to the side. You're going to try and stand up and sit down. Stand up and sit down. If it was a bit too tricky, grab some pillows, pop them on the chair, pop them under your bottom. It's going to raise you up, off we go. And that'll make it slightly easier. So what we often find is things that are tricky with knee osteoarthritis, the stairs, getting off the floor, getting out of the chair. And over time, because our bodies compensate if we have pain, you end up using your arms more. So you end up doing this sort of thing. And we want to load the legs. We don't want to stop using the legs, otherwise they're going to get more deconditioned, and over time you're just going to get more sore and stiff. 2, 1, and stop. Well done. Okay, right. Done the sit-to stands, done the single leg stands. So this time we are going to do a side step. So I'm going to move the chair out of the way for a second, and you're just going to do a side step. So over to one side, just going to step over to the side, find a little bit of space at home, and then you're going to go back in the opposite direction. Move that out in front of me. In 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Now, lateral movement and backward movement as well is often something we just don't practice. So it's a really good idea to get our lateral movements practiced as well, and our backwards movements practiced. Walking backwards is also a really good idea. It's going to help with balance, it's going to help with coordination. And again, we know that balance is something that can deteriorate if we do have knee osteoarthritis. So a few more seconds, last 1, 2, 1, off we go. Perfect. Done side steps. We're going to move on to wall squats. So find a nice wall at home that you can slide yourself up and down. You're going to stand slightly away from the wall. Back's going to be flat against the wall, and just going to have a little bit of bend in the knee and the hip and come back up. A little bit of bend in the knee and the hip and come back up. Work through a range that feels comfortable for you. We're going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Now, if you can go all the way down to sort of 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip, incredible. But if you feel like you can only do a few degrees, that's absolutely fine. This is a beginner workout. Working through a little bit of range initially is absolutely fine. And what you'll find is if you practice this, if you have found the video helpful, use it on a regular basis. You can do it 2, 3, 4 times a week. You can do it for 20 minutes or 30 minutes if you find that the 10 minutes is not enough. Stop there. Perfect. But what you will find is all of these exercises are nice objective measures for your improvement. So if you've found things tricky today, but in 6 weeks you can do things a lot easier, you know you're heading in the right direction. Okay, right. Very quickly, we can move in, getting the chair back, and this is where the weight comes in. So I want you doing a bending and lifting movement, feet about hip width apart. You're going to bend over, you're going to do a deadlift, and you're going to straighten up. So we're just going to the chair, 2, 1, off we go. So grab some weight, you can use a rucksack if you haven't got any weights at home, with a couple of bottles of water or some cans of food or heavy books in, and that'll do the job. But this is a really good one for the muscles at the back of the thigh and our bottom. Try and keep your back nice and straight, and then you're going to come back up. So you're really not doing much with the arms, you're extending through the knees, extending through the hips, extending through the back. We're just going halfway to the floor, we're not going all the way. 2, 1, perfect. Okay, pop that back down. What have we got next? So we've got our seated heel raises. You're going to need your weight for this as well. So we're back in a seated position. Well, I'm going to do it with weight, and all you're going to do is bring the heels off the floor and then slowly come down. Bring the heels off the floor and then slowly come down. 2, 1, off we go. The reason we want a little bit of weight is because if we're in a seated position, we've taken pretty much most of the load away from our ankles and our calves, and we want the load. The load is the important bit. Our joints need load, our muscles need load to function properly. So we go in 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Really squeeze that calf muscle, really feel the burn. Brilliant. Slowly back down. Last one, stop there. Slowly down. Okay, last exercise. It's absolutely flown by. We're going to do a hamstring stretch. So this is for the muscles at the back of the knee. You're going to sit on the edge of your chair, straighten the knee, toes towards you, and that might already bring a stretch on the back of the leg. And if you can feel one already, that's fine, just do that. If you want to accentuate it slightly, just have a lean forwards and try and slide your hand down the leg. We're going in 2, 1, off we go. And we're going to go for a 15-second stretch. I'll have a 1 or 2 seconds off, and then we'll do another one. Again, I'm only doing the one side. If you wanted to do both, I'm going to ease off and then we're gonna go again. To finish off with a stretch. Now, it's really common for the muscles at the back of the knee to get tight, your hamstrings and your calf, if you've been walking slightly differently, or if you haven't got full extension in the knee. So this is a really nice one to try and get full extension back in the knee. And stop there. Well done, brilliant. So hopefully you found that helpful. Like I said, if you did find it a bit too easy, just press the replay button. You can do it again on the same leg, so you're getting another set of exercise, or you could do it on the other side if you have got symptoms in both knees. I have very recently brought out a completely free osteoarthritis guidebook, which you can find in the description below to help you with your symptoms at home. And I now also am taking some, or a very few, one-to-one online consultations. If you did feel like you needed a bit more specific help, I can do that for you as well. If you found the video helpful, please do like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It means you'll get notified every time I release a new video, and it also means more people will see the video that hopefully you have found helpful. So whilst you're doing that, I will see you in the next one.